What is up, everyone? Today we
What
have
up? What up?
another phenomenal episode of the Vegans Who Lift podcast, hosted by your two vegan podcast hosts. We have Brooke Sellers, aka Miss Meatless Muscle, myself, John Thomas, aka the Bodybuilding Vegan. And today, if you can't already see, we've got a fellow jacked vegan on here. We got Omar. He goes by at the Gangsta Strong on Instagram. Omar Glaspy, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming on. You
What
are
up? What up? And
huge
thank you
in the
guys for
vegan.
having me. I really appreciate it. It's really an honor to be in the vegan community. Finally,
Oh, well,
definitely finally. Thank you and thank y'all for inviting me as well. I really appreciate it.
you've been at this for a while. I mean, you've been vegan for 6 years, and I like to
Yes,
go
I
on
just turned
Instagram and
my birthday.
yeah,
Yeah, on my birthday, 6 years. It turned 6 years on the January the 9th.
very
January
cool.
the
Very,
9th. It
well, so you
became
just had a
6 years.
birthday.
Yes.
How
Yeah,
how
Happy
for
old are
me it
you?
was
birthday.
more and yeah, so January 9th, I appreciate it. It passed. It's actually 3 weeks now. Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I turned 39. 39
Wow,
years old.
Impressive.
you got 6,500 posts on here. That's dedication,
Yes.
sir.
I've been on Instagram since I think like 2014.
Okay, okay.
Like when it was actually posting pictures, like when they have videos, like the videos are like 15 seconds. It was actually 10
Yeah,
seconds. If you recorded the video, it was like 10 seconds. They have no DMs, no nothing. It was just all pictures.
I
Yeah, that's how
remember
long I've been
those
on it
days.
for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
social media
you're
wasn't as popular as it
um
is now.
anybody who doesn't already follow you, for all of our listeners, Omar has a super impressive physique and you are a pretty well decorated bodybuilder at this point. How many overalls have you won?
Six. I won
That's
six overalls
insane.
as a vegan. Yeah, a
Wow.
vegan, but I won the heavyweight in 2020. I was a vegan for a whole year, so it kind of really did transition as much. But in 2022, I won two overalls, classic physique, and I won the Atlanta Classic, and I won the Georgia State. I won both of those twice. I won the Atlanta Classic twice. I won the Georgia State twice. I won the Titans twice. All on a vegan
Awesome.
diet.
So I
All
I
on a
don't know
vegan
your
diet.
background as well as maybe Brooke does. Were you competing before you switched over to veganism?
Yes, I was already competing. I started off natural, all the way from
Okay.
2009 all up to 2014. And between 2014, 2016, and 17, that's when I switched over, got into heavyweight, and I started competing, started training towards the NPC. And I tried to bulk up, do the basic bodybuilding diet, the milk, dairy, and the eggs. And I got sick. And I tried
Wow.
everything possible. I cut out chicken and I switched to fish. And it just kept giving me really bad acid reflux, indigestion, and hiccups over and over. It's like I just can't digest the food anymore. So about 2018 is when I switched over. I became a full vegan. Yep.
And
Impressive.
So
clearly,
eat spinach, rice, and potatoes, chickpeas, hummus, vegetables, and shout out to the kids at the time that I knew that helped me transfer over to being a vegan. And it showed me the movie in 2019 was The Game Changers.
oh
Mm,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
That's
love
a
Yeah,
good
that
it's
one.
one.
about plant, but yeah, it's about the plant-based diet. And I was already a vegan for like a year, about some months, so maybe like a year. And when I watched that, I was like, I'm done. I'm never going back to meat again because
Hell
it's a
yeah.
lot of benefits behind it. I'm like, I'm not even sick anymore. I got really sick. But this is what works for me, and I would love to see people start eating more plant-based instead of just switching over to vegan. You don't have to go cold turkey. It's not all or nothing. You can. It's a process. Take
Yeah.
steps, like baby steps.
I think it's just like anything else. It might look overnight, just like somebody might see
Hmm.
you win a show and be like, "Wow, he just won this show. How'd he get there so fast?" But they don't understand it's a lot of time in the making. Like for me,
Yes.
I had to go through my process to become vegetarian, and then overnight I went vegan. But it took me 3 years. And
Yes,
so
it's a
I
process.
want to empower people to go vegan as soon as possible if they feel like they're able to, but also realizing, like, kind of like you were saying, it's not all or nothing right now. It has to be done right now.
Mm,
You can give yourself that grace to make those changes over time to get there.
all or nothing. You can switch to vegetarian, or you can do pescatarian. And sometimes, and too, where people get confused is when they say they become something. Oh, now I'm a vegan. Now I'm a vegetarian. That's why I tell people, I'm like, eat more fruits and vegetables. Why are you eating the way you're eating? You don't have to
Yeah.
just do chicken and rice. You can do fish and salmon. Like you can work your way over to more vegetables, add more black beans and rice and more potatoes. It's just to see how it goes for you. Have eggs and oatmeal in the morning. They have the rest vegetables and potatoes. And
Yeah.
whatever you're taking out, you got to add more. You can't just have oatmeal in the morning. You got to have oatmeal, bananas, and plus a smoothie. Because by the time 9:30 or 6 or 8 o'clock hit, it's you're gonna be back hungry. That's how people get confused because they think since I don't eat meat, I don't have to eat nothing. I'm gonna eat a salad, smoothie, and a protein shake. No, you have to eat way more. You can't eat 6 meals. You gotta eat 10 meals because it's gonna digest fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's definitely about finding what works for you as an individual, and that is a big
Yes.
stumbling block for new vegans is just swapping out usually this processed, very heavy food and then going straight into like unprocessed salads, fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, and then being like, I don't feel good. I feel lightheaded. It's like, well, you feel lightheaded because you've eaten unprocessed foods. You're 200 pounds. You've eaten 1,200 calories today. That's why you're lightheaded, not because you're not eating animals. You're just not eating. But it feels
Yes.
like you're
Like you're
eating.
not eating enough. They I wanna eat a sweet potato. You gotta eat a bag of sweet potatoes. Like you just have to. I'm not saying it for the women because I don't know how they might get bloated. Maybe I don't know how it goes, but you have to eat more and keep an eye on it. Every time you eat, look in the mirror. See if you're bloated. See if you're gassy. If it's making you look gassy, cut back some. It's not all or nothing.
That's
If
one
you
thing
can
I
do
really
brown rice,
I was gonna
no,
say
you go
that's one
ahead.
thing I really like your approach. I remember I used to ask you a lot about like prep and bodybuilding when I was first getting into it, and you're just so like I don't know, you're just like you are all about eating enough food and just seeing how your body responds. Like you're not focused on the scale, you're not focused on like the numbers or anything like that. It's just like about how you feel and how you look, which I think is such a good approach. And if more people had that kind of approach and they just ate what made them feel good and just like, got all these ideas out of their head about how they're supposed to eat or they're supposed to work out or whatever, I think people would be a lot more successful because I think just like seeing the visual changes and just focusing on the look, not the numbers, it sets you up for success.
It does. It does. I can tell by you guys, I can see how what y'all doing is benefiting you. Because like with Brooke, she could eat a sandwich with avocados and hummus, and she'd be just fine. If I eat that, I might get bloated or be feeling weak. She got it. She's doing what's working for her. See, with me, rice and potatoes work for me. Like she could do high proteins and low fats and still look good. If I do high proteins and low fat, I might start feeling bloated. I might feel weak. Then that's how some people fall off because they're trying to follow what any successful athlete is doing. Like, oh, he's eating chicken and rice. Let me eat chicken and rice. Oh, John is eating only potatoes and doing protein powders. Let me do what he's doing. That's not how it works. Follow the plant-based diet. Okay, if he's doing red potatoes, hey, sweet potatoes work for me. That's what I want you to use. Spinach, asparagus work for you. You don't feel bloated. You don't get gassy. That's what you use. You know,
I
beans and rice
love
might work for you.
I love that you're hitting so much on the digestion because especially for,
Yes.
guys like me and you, like big guys, like heavyweight, super heavyweight,
Yes.
it's not so much about how much drugs you take or how hard you can lift. It's can you eat enough without fucking up your digestion? And a lot of people don't get
Yes.
that. As a coach myself too, like I work with multiple I have more female competitors than males, and it's like I can't just copy and paste their meal plan because one client does
Yes.
great with white rice, another client does great with sweet potatoes, but the other one, sweet potatoes, no, big no. Like it's going to give them diarrhea. Like it's
Yes.
just not going to work for them. And like we don't need that a week out from a show. So it's every human body's built differently. And so like what you're saying here, like use the influencers, use me, use you, use Brooke as inspiration. But if you copy
Yes,
us, good luck. Your genetics aren't the exact same. Your digestive system isn't the exact same. So that's why, all three of us are coaches, and that's our value as a coach is helping people figure out what works for them versus just copying the next influencer.
exactly. Because you want your clients to be healthy. That's why it's called, from when it started, it's bodybuilding and fitness. You're getting away from that previous lifestyle, how we grew up, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're not doing that. You eat it for fuel to
Yeah.
get through the day. And so you can succeed in the gym and you come home and rest and drink plenty of water and eat fruits and vegetables. Even the basic bodybuilding diet is out the window. You tell kids today you can just eat oatmeal, egg whites, or you can do tofu. Way they look at them like, oh, this is too much food. I'm like, you're supposed to be eating. You can't drive a car with gas in it and no oil. The car is going to shut down. So the food is your gas and water is the oil and fruits and vegetables. We already know how it goes. It's bodybuilding and fitness. You lift and you stay fit by eating healthy. Everything is
I've,
100%. Food and the diet is 100%.
I've never heard the car analogy like that before, but I actually like it because the water, keeps
Yes,
everything moving. You got to stay hydrated. I like that.
yes.
So let's dive back a little bit earlier. Were you always a lifter? Did you do other sports? What got you to where you're at now?
I've always been a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger since I was 5 years old. I always go to the same movie, Commando. He was holding that tree and we was watching it on TV. I touched his arm. I was like, I'm going to be like that. I used to draw bodybuilders. I used to
Okay,
buy
Kai Green.
magazines and
Oh
draw
yeah,
the. I used
you're
to
a
draw.
good
Yes,
artist.
yes. I used to draw bodybuilders out of a magazine. I never played any sports. I never played basketball, football, baseball, no sport at all. Because I've always wanted to be a bodybuilder because it's a self sport. Whatever goes wrong, it's your fault. Because when you're on the team, you can say, "Hey, I almost made a touchdown. It was your fault because you didn't throw the pass." It's easy to blame somebody. I never wanted to be like that. I always wanted to be self sufficient when it comes to this. Because when anything goes wrong, that is your fault. If you ain't train hard, if you ain't add your calories, you ain't weight your food, you didn't train hard enough, if you overslept, everything is on you. That's what I love about it. So
Mm.
back in 2005, I used to be a heavy drinker. Oh my gosh, I used to drink all the time. And me and my brother one day we just like, you know what? We're gonna start hitting the gym. And I've been doing it ever since. Since 2005, 2009 is when I started competing.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you.
Yes. I was a heavy drinker. So no matter what you're going through in your life, no matter highs or lows, bodybuilding is always a good community. You can
Oh, yeah.
find yourself. You can
I
find
agree.
yourself no matter what you're going through. If the gym is bringing you down, choose another gym. Go where somebody is appreciating and celebrating you at, so you can go to the next level.
Yeah. I feel like bodybuilding was the same for me. I feel like I found myself through my first prep. And
Mhm.
I feel like it builds a lot of character, like you learn a
It
lot of
does.
things about yourself. And because I had just left a really like abusive relationship and I was kind of starting my life over and I had moved back home. I lived 15 hours away and I moved back home. And so I felt like I was starting all over again. But it was actually really good to have that time to myself because like you said,
Yeah.
it's a solo sport, so you're by yourself, like you're doing your cardio by yourself, you're meal prepping by yourself, and to have that time to just kind of like work through your own shit, to like show up for yourself, to hold yourself accountable, to be disciplined. I feel like you grow and you learn so much, and I feel like every time you prep you just kind of learn something new about yourself or grow in a different way.
I was gonna say for you, Omar, there must have been something in your life that you wanted to control, or whether it was alcohol or something else that led you down this path of bodybuilding. If you're like myself, like I was bullied a lot, and I feel like bodybuilding gave me back that control. If I can control my body, I can control what happens to my body. I can control what other people think about me. Does that resonate with you? Did you feel like growing up that you were looking for control somewhere, and that bodybuilding kind of gave that back to you? Because like you said, it's all on you. It's not about a team per se. A lot of people do have coaches in there, be parts of a team, but really it's you that stands on stage and you that has to hold yourself accountable. So how about you for
With mine,
growing up? Did that play into it?
I always wanted to be strong. It's like having that the broad shoulders. You're sitting up and you're just powerful, and kids looking up to you. That's what all, especially like the kids and people who's going through the struggle and going through depression is like, fuck life. I can't make it on my own. I don't know what to do. It's more if I walk into the room, it's like, damn, that guy's a shit. What did you do? Same thing, like you say, you were bullied and having bad shit going up to you, and now you lifted weights. So it's like, damn, this guy overcame it. Now he's big and strong. That's how I always wanted just to be strong, like feeling, having, how to put this, like you could protect someone if they needed you to. If somebody was stuck under a car, you will be able to lift it. If something was falling down or somebody needed you, like just feeling like a superhero. That's how I always wanted pretty much like actually put it. Like how the Hulk was. He just strong, aggressive, but he was still had a heroic moment in him.
Yeah. Yeah.
If for me to, if that makes sense, it's just more like a superhero. That's what made me admire like being in shape and being strong.
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
guess
I love superhero movies. I'm kind of a nerd at somewhat, but I love superhero movies.
we're all nerds over here, so that's totally fine.
Yes, I'm telling you, superhero movies. I'm like, Marvel come out. I'm in the movie theater just watching.
Yeah.
Well, I follow your I mean, I
Yes.
followed you forever, and your food is so freaking good. Like, I feel like your food always looks so good. And another thing I love about your diet is that you do work in some of the vegan meats that, some people are like scared of eating. Like,
Yes.
I know you turned me on to those the Morningstar chorizo, and oh my God, that shit
Yes.
is good. That shit is good. But yeah, I definitely love that you're not afraid to incorporate some of those vegan meats. And what do you
Yes.
say to people who are like concerned about the vegan meats and substitutes?
Because of the vegan meat, and most of people think because of soy will give them man boobs, and it got estrogens in it. It has phytoestrogens in it, which blocks the actual soy products. A lot of people don't know nothing about it, and they researching and like, no, it's seed oils, this, that, and the other. Like, read the ingredients. That's what I do with all my food. I don't care what type of food that it is, if it's processed or non-processed. Read the ingredients and find which one that's don't have so much processed stuff in it. Just like how the chorizo was the morning star, they got like different brands, and try not to have so much of it. If I have a processed meat in it, I'll do it with 1 or 2 meals. Just like with tofu, you can scramble it like eggs.
Yeah.
I
I,
like more. I like the tofu products as some of the lunch meat, but they're pretty expensive. That's why I don't eat as much. That's why I'm trying to
I
like stick to my potatoes and rice.
I can
But
relate.
it's
Being
nothing
vegan
wrong.
is
But yeah. Oh,
being
sorry
vegan
for
is not
cutting you off.
expensive. But if you eat all those processed meats every meal of the day, it gets expensive. But probably
Yes.
about the same. I mean, you were bodybuilding on the other side. It's not cheap to eat a lot of meat all day long either.
No.
So,
Mm-mm. But I wouldn't
um,
say the processed meat is bad. It's not bad. But too much of something is bad anyway, regardless. If you have so much of it every single day. But there's nothing wrong with having a tofu sandwich or something, or a lunch meat that's plant-based. Even if it's highly processed, like some people will say, but just read the packaging. Make sure it's less ingredients, less sodium, and less fat than any other products that's on the shelf.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
would be in agreement with that. I have clients ask me that all the time, and I pretty much tell them the same thing. And I kind of have the same approach as you do. I think everything's fine in moderation. And like, yeah, if I have,
Yes.
maybe like impossible meat with one meal, the other meals I'll just pick something like more minimally processed, like a tofu or like seitan I make at home or something like that. And then the other thing is it's really not that much different than, I don't know why people think it's that much different than eating meat and dairy, because meat and dairy is processed, obviously, and then they think it's less processed just because it comes from an animal, but typically the process to get it from the animal to somebody's plate is way more steps and way more additives and preservatives and whatnot, like
Hormones.
it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's almost the
yeah,
exact
because
same. And besides, when you're eating your vegan meat, you're usually eating it with vegetables and grains, or like you said, potatoes, rice, like something like that. Like you're not eating it with a bunch of other processed junk. I mean, unless you're just eating like crap. But yeah, like I think they're
yeah.
totally fine in moderation.
And then
But you
back
got to
to
look
how.
at what half those meat is. Sorry for cutting you off, babe. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, you're the
We're just
guest.
going
You
back
cut
to.
me off
I'm sorry.
anytime
I'm
you
like,
want.
yes. I'm like, well, I don't like
I
being
think the
rude, but
audio is
it's
a
like when I
little
get
bit.
to it, is it
I
is
think
it
the I
mine's
think the
messed up?
audio is like a little bit lagging,
I
maybe.
think I think it's just our connection is a little slow, so we're cutting each other off. But Omar, you can go, bro.
Yeah.
Say what you're about to say.
Yes, it's a processed. Most of this processed meat made out of beans, hummus, flour, and rice and potatoes. That's why I say look at the ingredients, see what it's made out of. You can do the black bean patty. They end up with beans, corn, potatoes, rice, and hummus. Like it's all just mixed up into a patty, and they just slapped it on a grill. But people would rather have a burger. Like, do you know where that burger actually came from? Or I eat red meat. And it's basically, oh, because the red meat got all the protein, vitamins, and minerals. That cow is the middleman. You get the protein from the plants that the cow ate. All the stronger animals are herbivores. A rhino and gorilla could tear up a whole neighborhood. They eat plants. All the stronger animals are herbivores. Look at an elephant. Look at a rhino.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I look at when people say, "Oh my God, where'd you get your protein from?" Look at a gorilla.
Yeah.
They just sit in the woods and eat plants all day long. Cows, bulls, they eat grass. There's nothing wrong with having a hummus burger or Impossible Whopper or a Beyond Burger. I would rather
And
have a plant processed burger than actual meat. We just can't do it anymore. It's not good for you, and I
it's
don't
not
recommend it.
not good for you, not good for the animals. And I think too, it comes back to what you were saying
No,
before on digestion. Like I wouldn't even consider like a black bean burger to be processed, like in my eyes, like especially if you're making it yourself or
exactly.
getting it from a good company. But then like I like some vegan fried food. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I will go out and get it, but then I notice how I feel. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but like the fried food just doesn't sit well with me. So I save it for a special occasion, and I realize 4 to 6 hours from now, I'm probably not gonna feel my best.
No,
But
that's why I would say eat clean all week and have your cheat meal on the weekend. So that way, when you're at home and you're done for the week, you can lay down, or you can go walk it off, or just don't eat at all the whole day and have that one meal, especially if that vegan food is fried. And definitely when you're getting it from, and try not to have so much of it. If you don't have burger and fries, don't have a cake with it, especially at our age. No, you'll be getting out of bed like this. Yeah, but it's good though. You can't pass up a cheat meal. No, no, you got to have a cheat meal, not a cheat day.
yeah,
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it is
you can't
important.
have the cookies and cake throughout the whole day. You got to have a cheat meal in the morning or at night.
So let's say
You can't
cheat
do
meal.
it.
What would be your go-to? Are you more of a desserts guy, more of a sweets, or more savory food? Like, if you're gonna plan your next cheat meal, what are you gonna have?
Both, both. You got to have both. No, you can't. You got to go all out. You got to have a burger, pizza, the the vegetable rolls, like the fried egg rolls, you got to have all of that because that is your time because you worked for it all week. That's why you eat clean all week. Don't add a snack, don't add absolutely nothing. Just be completely strict. So when that time comes, just smash. Don't even count calories. Don't even try to measure it. Just eat.
That's that
And when
old
you do
school
go out,
bodybuilding.
yes, go out to eat because if you try to make that at home, you're gonna start getting frustrated. Go to a vegan restaurant, not a plant-based restaurant where they have vegan options because you don't know what they're doing back there. Go to an actual vegan restaurant and just throw down.
That's
Yeah,
solid
I
you're
mean,
advice.
just go in.
Your cheat days are epic. I always watch your cheat days and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so good. Like, what are your favorite places that you go to here in Atlanta?
Slutty Vegan, and they got Cafe Sunflower. That's more like an actual restaurant. If you just want to, take your family, take your wife, take your girlfriend, or you just going on a date, or you going by yourself, I would say Cafe Sunflower. But if you say you want just a burger, fries, the banana pudding, and the sweet potato pie, you gotta go to Slutty Vegan. You have to. Oh my God, it is so
They
good.
do have good fries. Good, really good. And the banana pudding is so good. Oh,
I've
That
never
banana
had the
pudding
banana
is so
pudding.
good. You
It's
didn't?
an
Oh
experience
my
at Slutty
God.
Vegan.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean,
and
we might just all have to take a trip down there because you ain't got nowhere to sit. You probably have to park on the corner somewhere, but
Yeah.
it is so good.
I heard they're gonna put a location at the Atlanta airport too.
oh, really? I've not heard that. It
Yeah.
would probably do well
Actually,
there.
yes. Yeah, they
Yeah.
should. They should, but it might gonna be a little pricey in there.
Yeah.
Airport's
Oh, yeah.
I'll
always,
just
oh
start.
my gosh. I
The
bring my
airport,
own
I ain't
food.
gonna even go there. Yes, I don't even blame. I have a whole cooler every time. They were like, "You got your food?" Yes. Yeah, I'm traveling with my food because I'm
Yeah.
not trying to spend no dime in here.
As long as you don't bring liquids, you're good. Y'all got a
Yes.
pretty good pizza place out there too, right, bro? What's the name of it? I tried it when I came up.
Uh,
Plant-based
Peace Loving
pizzeria?
Pizza, Plant-Based
Plant-based pizzeria.
Pizzeria, and Peace Loving Pizza. Peace Loving
Yeah.
Pizza too. You got to get the fried tofu bread.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
come up
shit's
and get
good.
fat in Atlanta.
Tofu bread.
Yeah,
Come
we've got
on.
some good
I think you're to
pizza.
all the right places.
Yeah, we've got
I'm
good
thinking to
vegan
all the
pizza.
right places.
That's what I got after my show. I got I went to Plant-Based Pizzeria, and I don't know if you've had the Georgia Peach. Have you had the Georgia Peach pizza?
Yes, I got that with
No, I
Sean
haven't
last
been there
time.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so good. You got to
Yeah,
go get that, Omar. It's it sounds weird, but it's so good. And it's like it's got peaches on it and jalapenos. It's kind of spicy. It's like, putting
yeah,
pineapple on pizza in a way, and which I don't even normally like pineapple on pizza, but this is so freaking good. And then they also had a
yeah.
buffalo chicken pizza, and I had both of those after my first show. It was so good.
I remember that because I was already full because I'm usually like, I'm about to go get this pizza. I'm like, already done because the ladies went on after us because I already won the show. You went on that night. You talking about, okay, we
Yeah.
about to go eat pizza. I'm like, I'm done already. I already ate because we got off stage at 12 p.m. They was like, you stand and take a picture? I was like, nope. I went straight to downtown. I was tore up from food. I went laid down. By 6 o'clock, I was in bed.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
that is
done.
hilarious.
I forgot what I had, but I was tore up. I was like, I'm food drunk. I cannot move.
Oh
Yes, I
God,
was
yeah,
done.
food drunk. That is exactly how it feels. Oh
Mm.
my gosh. Then you're just so full
And
of
it's the best
water and
feeling in the
carbs.
world. It's the best feeling in the world, especially after a competition. It's just
You
Yeah.
like,
sure do sleep
oh,
good. Yeah.
The
oh,
next
that
day,
is
the,
the
the
best sleep.
pumps are unreal.
And you know what? And that's actually good for a competition too.
Yeah.
To actually eat some junk just to see how it feels. Sometimes it's always good to explore and play with it. Like for instance, do a mini cut before your show get here and try and see certain things, see what works before you get backstage and be confused. Because sometimes
Yeah.
you eat too many rice cakes, you start holding water, then you look like crap on stage. Because that's what
It's
happened to
Yeah.
me.
So tricky.
Oops.
definitely
Yes,
important
it
to
is
have a
so
few
tricky.
mock peak weeks where you try the actual foods and see how they work for you. I do that with most
Yes.
of my clients. Didn't do that with myself, so we had a bit of trouble filling me back out, eating enough without getting bloated for the show. So definitely important to figure that out. What do you got coming up in the future? Are you doing more shows?
Oh yes. I just haven't decided which one is going to be, but I'm definitely competing.
Yeah, in
Yeah, but
2025.
I'm not doing class. I'm not doing classic physique no more. I'm doing heavyweight bodybuilding.
Big boys, let's do it.
Yeah, because I can
Awesome.
hold weight because I can hold weight easy. Since I got older, I'm like, damn, I don't lose weight fast no more, so I might as well have fun with it. Because when I was in my
how
mid 20s, I could drop 6 pounds in one day.
how tall are you?
5'10". Actually, 5'10"
5'10"?
and a half. I grew an inch. I don't know what happened.
What
I'm
are you
like, I
weighing in
grew an
at?
inch.
What are you weighing in at right now?
Right now, I gotta go step on the scale. I think I'm like 225. Because
Okay, yeah.
about a week ago, I was 230. I had to start doing my cardio again. Yes, I gained weight so fast because I eat so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do eat a
Yeah, I
lot.
eat so I do eat. For some people look at me like, what are you eating? I'm like everything because in the next hour or two, I'm gonna be back hungry. It just
Yeah,
digests so fast,
yeah,
so
and
fast. I mean, we
I feel
already
like
know how it goes.
you have good
Yeah.
genetics too. I feel like you have those fast metabolism genetics.
Yeah, I get it from my dad because he was a boxer,
Mm.
Oh,
and my dad,
okay.
yes, and he told me about it, like as he got older, he like always had a small waist. I'm like, so that's where I get it from.
Hmm.
Because I still
Mm.
wonder why my waist gets so small. My dad always had a small waist. He like he used to do a lot of crunches when he was growing up, and he played a lot of sports. So, and my mom ran track. So
Ah, yeah,
thanks to
you're a true
them because I got
athlete.
that's where I get my genetics. Yes, but I like bodybuilding. Shout out to my brother. He's a runner. Oh
Yeah.
my God, he loves to run. I'm like he runs. I'm bodybuilding, and that's what I'm
Does he
sticking
do?
to.
He does track or he does long distance?
No, he does all this. He does marathons. He just oh 50 miles is nothing to him. He did that like four
Wow.
times. Yeah, I'm like nah. I stick to my weightlifting over here.
Same. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sticking to weightlifting because the cardio is enough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we all of us weightlifters and athletes, we do not like doing cardio.
You like the
Nope.
Stairmaster,
So
don't
that's
you?
Stairmaster, I'll do an hour on there. And I like the
Okay.
rowing machine. The rowing
And the rowing
machine, I
machine.
like to do an hour. I like to do an hour on it, but not the one with the fan. You got to do the one with the water in it because it's a lot easier. See the one with the fan in it? No.
Oh,
You
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
you're on actual water. You got to do the one with the water in it because the resistance is more smooth.
Yeah.
Please, if they don't have it, don't do it because you're gonna be burnt out less than 5 minutes.
For those of you at
Literally,
home,
you just be toasted.
you need to know your own limits and capabilities. Don't just try and hop on the Stairmaster for an hour. It takes a
No,
special kind of individual to do an hour on the stair climb. I don't even care what speed.
Yeah, that's no joke,
and
Omar. I used to do an hour. When I was in prep, I used to have to do an hour, but I didn't start with an hour. It took me at least probably
yeah,
4 to 6 weeks to work up to an hour. But yeah, that shit is no joke. But yeah, you come down fast. I mean, you will lean out fast doing that.
and also to pass the time, always watch a movie. Always watch a movie when you're doing stairs. Do not get on stairs listening to music because everything is annoying and frustrating. Find your favorite show or whatever you watch or stream. Yeah, seriously, binge watch. Watch the
Yeah.
Walking Dead, whatever it is you like. Watch it, and I'm telling you, about time they get to the fourth or third episode, the hour done passed. That's how I do it. I always watch TV. I never do cardio without watching TV.
What's
That's
your
It
favorite
passed the
shows?
time.
yeah.
I
What
just
are your
watch
favorite?
anything. Sometimes I go on YouTube. What is that show just came out? Hmm. Now my brain freeze. I don't
It's
forgot. Yeah, I definitely forgot. I forgot what show it was.
because he was doing stairs.
Sometimes is that yes, it's the documentary Arnold, the Arnold documentary.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that's a good
so
one.
good.
Yeah, it's on Netflix and it's the long one too.
Yeah, it's like 3 parts.
Yeah, the one is about Sly. Yeah, it's about three parts. So I just
Uh,
watch them, and sometimes I watch little bodybuilding motivation clips on YouTube, or I watch
there
an
you go.
old school movie that from the '90s or something. And I just watch it because
Commando.
I'm more of a movie head than oh yeah, and don't forget Rambo. Yeah, you gotta throw Rambo in
Mm.
there. Yeah, you gotta throw Rambo. All the old school '80s classics.
That's a good technique is to pick either like a movie series or a show that you only
Mhm.
watch. Like if you haven't seen The Walking Dead, you only get to watch it while you're on the stairs. So part of you
Yeah,
looks forward to it, even though the other part of you probably really does not have fun. But that's a good technique. I had
I
another
just started
question.
doing that recently, actually, because I'm like you. I'm just so tired of listening to music while I'm doing my cardio. Like it just got old. Like I couldn't do it anymore. You know, it's just I don't know. I don't like new music as much, and then I get sick of the stuff I always listen to. So this is really maybe weird and funny, but I'm like obsessed with Dr. Phil right now, and I know like each episode's 30 minutes, so I get on my cardio machine, I set it for 30 minutes, and I watch it, and then by the time it's done, like I know I'm good. I'm ready to get off.
That's
So
how
Because it's
we keep
30
honesty on this
minutes.
podcast. Nobody else is going to
Yeah,
admit to
yeah,
watching Dr. Phil other than Brooke. I appreciate
Dr.
you
Phil
for
yeah.
is
that,
the
dude.
I mean,
shit. Oh
because
my
he watches
god.
Dr. Phil. Because he do have some cool points on there sometimes.
No,
But I
he has
never
some
really
really
got
good
into
shit
it.
on
But
there.
sometimes he does. He really does. Sometimes he hit home. I'm like, damn,
No, for real,
I
for
didn't
real.
know he
I'll
had
be
it like
having like
that.
for real, I'll be having like all these like revelations while I'm watching it. And I'm like, damn. And also what I love is like they'll bring on people. So I like Dr. Phil because he's like a no bullshitter. I won't go too much into this, but he calls people out, which I love.
Yes.
I always hate when people get away with murder and like they get away with shit. And so like people bring like they'll like bring their controlling husband on or whatever. And like Dr. Phil just like calls them out, lets them have it. It's just awesome. I love it. But I'll give you guys a
Yes.
show to watch when you're doing your cardio. This was really good. I watched this last night. Maybe you guys have seen it. It's called Worst Roommate Ever. It's on Netflix. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, I
Oh
Yeah.
my
have. Oh my
god,
God,
that shit was
it
crazy.
is. I'm like,
There's some scary
what,
people
what,
out there.
what is this shit? Like, it's really, really bad. Like, it's that bad out here.
No, for
Like,
real.
it's, oh wow, it's scary. It really is. I'm just like,
Yeah,
wow. Ooh. But yeah, it's good.
I,
It's something to watch while you're doing the stairs because you ain't gonna be really paying attention.
I used to
exactly.
work in a jail in a past life a few years back.
Hmm.
And what was kind of eye opening to me is when you're like a civilian, you see whatever's put on the news. But when
Yes.
you work in the jail, like I saw on a computer screen every single person that came in every single night for every single reason why. And I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what happens on the news about. And then never even goes to the news. And I'm like, but it
Uh,
happened. So
yes.
there's only so many stories that are going to make the news. And like there's stuff that goes on that just you'll never know about. And it's kind of crazy. And,
Yes. Yeah.
be careful and pick your roommates wisely. And if you don't want to listen to music,
Yes.
you could always listen to the Vegans Who Live podcast. You could always do that too. Um,
Yes. You can
I
always
do want to
listen to us
ask,
because we always got something to
um,
share.
Omar, I've been checking out your page. I followed you around for a little bit on Instagram, but not as closely, just because I'm not on there as much. It looks like I'm on there a lot, but I'm not on there that much. But one thing you do that I want to give you credit for, and you're doing it right now, you have vegan apparel almost everywhere you go. You're putting it out there.
Yes. Yes. Everywhere. And I just let people know that you can do it. It's not, oh my God, I'm vegan. I did it and I stopped. Why did you stop? Can't you go back to something that's going to make you sick? I've been sick. I've been in the hospital. I stayed in the hospital. I had what is that called? The liver leak, where I was eating and nothing was coming out. I swelled up. I had high blood pressure. My kidneys was failing, even though the drugs was involved. But the way I was eating was just taking me down the wrong path. I stayed in the hospital. I'm like, I'm not getting sick from trying to bulk up. Now I can bulk up and I have no problems. And I
Right.
always represent vegan, letting people know, yes, you can. If you decide to come this route, you can do it. A lot of people want to knock it. Yes, I need meat. No, you don't. You can eat meat, but you don't need it. And I'm a living example. Yes, I started off with meat and dairy and eggs, and everything got better for me. My hair got longer, my skin is clear. I somewhat look young, but other than that, yeah, I'm still here after six
Well,
years.
yeah,
6 years and still going
that's.
and still going.
I think it's
I'm not
awesome.
changing that.
I wish more people would represent it the way you do, and wear it because that's how people are going to learn and know, especially when they see you in person. So I just wanted to say, You're doing great with that. Keep it up, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Somebody got to represent. Some people scared to get approached by it. So why do vegans make meat taste like regular meat? But I'm like, y'all use our plants as seasoning to make the meat taste good. Actually,
We
go put some chicken on the grill, eat it without seasoning. Let's see how
yeah,
long you continue to eat meat. Put
yeah.
everything on the grill
Beautiful.
with no meat. Fry that ground beef in the skillet with no seasoning, no nothing, and eat it with no ketchup, no nothing. Just eat that meat alone, just to see how long you make it. Because I did it, and I didn't make it. So that's how I know you don't need it. It's just going to make you sick and send your ass to the hospital. I stayed in the hospital for I spent the whole year going to the hospital for my digestive system, for my blood pressure, for headaches, for nosebleed, gingivitis. My gums used to bleed heavy. Like it was just really, really bad. I used to have a real bad odor smell on me too. When I sweat, it used to just be nasty. Looked like I jumped in a pool. Now I just don't have that. So, and I'm not going back. So I fucked myself up eating meat. You can knock it. I lived it. So I know the shit don't work. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your results speak for themselves too. I mean, it's not like you
Exactly.
just held on. People online will be like, "Well, he held on to his." No, you've improved, and you feel better, and you're
Yes.
performing better. And shit, dude, you're about to be 40, and you're still killing it. I
Yes.
mean,
Still going. And I got stronger. I'm like, I got stronger. My shit is like, I feel younger. I feel like I went back. I actually feel like I'm 28 years old. But
That's
okay,
awesome.
sometimes my hips and knees ships off. But like the feeling wise, like happy, my mood is like, it's on a whole nother level. It's like I feel more joyful. At first, to be
yeah,
just sitting around depressed and just sad. Not anymore.
very
Yes, I
cool.
feel good. And I would wish everybody could come this route because a lot of people taking medicine, taking high blood pressure medicine, their knees and joints and back is hurting. You don't have to be that way. Change the way you eat. Just eat healthy.
Yeah.
Always
I
eat
love it.
healthy. And eat a lot, eat a lot of healthy food and drink plenty of water. Because your
Yeah.
body is the temple. Don't let that go to waste. You don't need prescription pills for your blood pressure when you can just have a smoothie in the morning instead of eating a fucking bacon sandwich. Like that's
Oh
your
yeah.
health. Like, why would you play with that? And some people got really big families. I'm like, don't throw your health away when you have a big family. Now everybody is spending money trying to take care of you, going back and forth without a hospital when you don't have to.
That is such a good point.
It's,
I know every people always say
it
like
is.
they love their family, they care for their families. It's like, do you care enough to change your habits and your lifestyle so you can stay around for them? Because that's really caring. I don't know if you guys have seen that like meme
Yeah.
going around, or it's just like a funny video, but this girl, she's in the grocery store and she's like, why do Americans eat like they have free healthcare? And she finds this like
Yes.
cinnamon flavored bacon. It's like a cinnamon toast crunch flavored bacon. And she's like, seriously, y'all are eating this like you guys have free healthcare. And it's hilarious, but it's also sad, but it's also true.
Yes.
Can be many
It's
things.
so sad. Like the shit is on every corner. Everywhere you go. 99 cent, two burgers and French fries, 2 for $5 meals. I'm like, this is your health. Like, don't throw that away. I know they say don't tell people to do how they live their lifestyle, but I'm not gonna watch somebody suffer when they don't have to. Your knees is hurt. You don't have to be in that position. Your back is hurt. Your stomach is upset all the time. You're not using the restroom. You're supposed to be going taking a shit at least four times a day. You're supposed to. This shit's supposed to be coming out of you. You should not be struggling on the toilet because you want that taste.
Yeah,
When you can choose a
yeah.
healthy option, just choose plant-based. That's why I say not vegan, because vegan is more strict. Try the plant-based diet first. Because they still have eggs, macaroni and cheese sandwiches, burgers, French fries, because it's plant-based. Because when you're doing vegan, you got to switch to rice, potatoes, almonds, the seaweeds, potatoes, legumes, almonds, the nuts, and the peanuts. That's where the vegans is getting their proteins from because it's actually strict because they don't want no animal byproducts. So that's what I'm doing now. But if you're
To
not a vegan,
clarify,
do plant-based.
To clarify, I think you're making the bridge a little bit easier to cross by saying plant-based instead of vegan, because vegan is
Yes,
not 99%. It's either you are or you aren't. And vegan is more of that
yes,
ethical ideal. Technically, you can still eat all the junk food you want as a vegan as long as no
yes,
animals are being hurt. But I think what you're
yes.
doing a really good job of is encouraging people to at least take that baby step. Try swapping a meal,
Exactly.
try getting something a little different. You don't have to label yourself like me as a vegan, but you can start making those steps. And that's,
Yes,
I think, what's so powerful, brother, because you have clearly a big following, a big heart, a big muscular body, and a platform to speak on this on. So if you encourage people to make those baby steps and really push them, they might build some momentum and then stick with this. So I think that's a really valuable asset that you have.
yes. It's because I've been there. I've been sick. I've been to the hospital. I had the sore knees. I had the messed up digestive system, the bad breath, the headaches, the allergies. You name it. I had it. Been in the hospital. I just didn't post something about it because it was years ago. At the time, I ain't really trying to take pictures because I was trying to figure out what was wrong. And the kids at the time that was around me at the time was like, "That's because you're not vegan." Every time I got sick, they kept saying the same thing. Or that's because you're not vegan. Or my stomach is upset. That's because you're not vegan. Then Christmas came, they bought me this bodybuilding vegan book with all the vegan recipes in it. And it was like they showed all the vegan athletes. And my mind was blown. I said, you know what? Let me just try it. And I was hooked since. I had spinach and it made me some kind of cream to put on top of it. And it was some white rice and potatoes. I was bouncing off the wall in the gym. I was like, I cannot believe how much energy that I have from eating spinach, rice, and potatoes. They were like, yeah, because it's fuel. It's going to the right place because you're getting the vitamins and the minerals and everything you actually need. You're getting both quality and quantity. You're not just getting the chicken and rice, and people don't even add the vegetables to that chicken and rice anymore. But rice and broccoli, you can never go wrong with it. You can eat so much of it, and you will be just as fine and just as strong and just as built and fit, just like any other athlete. Being just eating potatoes and rice and vegetables. You can do it. It's not hard. You just need the right people around you and encourage you, not eating on a plant-based diet or going vegan. And somebody say, here, have a piece of steak,
Yeah.
100%.
especially if you're trying to get healthy.
Mm.
So what do you do day to day? I assume you're not a full-time bodybuilder. Very few people are, where that's all their income. Are you coaching? You work on the
Oh no, I'm
side?
retired.
Oh, you're retired.
Retired.
Okay.
Yeah, so retired from Kroger 20 years. Yep. Shout out to that part. That's over with. And I'll do coaching on the side here and there every once in a while. But right now I'm just trying to enjoy this break and travel and see the world. Because I work a majority of my life.
And it
Like
broke up
half
for
of
me.
my adult life.
What did you say you
You
did
say
for
what?
20 years?
I worked at Kroger for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Okay.
worked at a deli. Yeah, I worked in a deli. I worked at a deli bakery for 18 years. Then I went back. Then got my 20 year. Got my 20-year pension. And that was it. I
Wow.
was done.
Wow.
And now you're
hmm
Good
it,
for you.
it it's
So now I'm just living, just trying to enjoy the rest of my remaining years. Everybody's like, "Where you working?" I'm like, "I worked since I was 18. What you want me to do?" And besides working for an actual company, I grew up on the countryside of Louisiana, so it was always something to do. You chopping down trees, cutting the yard, like we work with our hands. Like I'm done.
good for you, brother. And now
The
you get
family's
to
paid, we good, the bills is paid. So there we go. Yes. Get
and
to enjoy life like everybody. Be entrepreneurs. That's shout out to everyone, even if you're not vegan. Be an entrepreneur, be your own boss. Yes, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be days where you're ready to give up. Be your own boss. Do not answer to no one. Yes, if job is fine,
Yep. I second
but
that.
please find something that is yours. Have a 9 to 5 while you building that career up. But please be your own boss because you do not want to be at 30 trying to figure life out. Because a company can fire you anytime. I just wanted to throw that out there. Please be your own boss. That way you and your family succeed and you have something that's yours. You can look up, this is my business, building a legacy. That's what you want to do.
Oh yeah,
Because
I'm with
everything
you
else
on that.
just ain't cutting it right now. Everything just ain't cutting it. Because you want to live your life. You want to say, okay, I can take a week off, tell your clients this, that, and the other. I'll be back next week. You can't tell your job that. Oh, we need you. Then you're not on the schedule no more. No, you don't want to go through that.
I'm all about the
No.
entrepreneur life. Oh yeah, I love my freedom. I was
Yes.
thinking the other day, I'm like, even you know what sucks? The worst part about I think being an entrepreneur is just all the taxes you have to pay to the IRS. But I was like, shit, I would pay this. I would pay this twice if it meant I could just have my freedom and not have to answer to
Yes.
somebody. Somebody tell me when I can go have lunch, when I can clock out, when I can take a vacation. Like, it's the life. It's the life. It's worth it. It's worth working a little bit more hours.
Yeah.
Yes. I would rather work from sun up to sundown for myself before I go punch somebody clock. Now,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, if you have to, you're getting paid, you're successful with it, my hat's off to you. But to anybody else that's stressed out on a job, just be your own boss. Find your ideas and go with it. You don't know how good you can swim until you jump in. Can't look at the water. Oh, is it deep? Jump in, find out. If it's too
I
deep,
agree.
start kicking. Jump in that
I
water. It's
wish.
okay. You can swim.
I wish
I
I
Yeah.
had
love
started
that.
sooner. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Give it 100% on everything you do. This life is tomorrow is not promised. Don't put off for tomorrow for what you can do today and never give up.
100%. Are you training today, Omar?
I'm already done. Because when
What'd you hit?
when she sent the link, I was in the gym. I did shoulders, as you can tell. Yeah, I got the boulder shoulders. Yeah, I
Fill
got
it
to
out.
show them off
Uh,
that way.
are you training today, Brooke?
No, today's my rest day.
Rest day. I'm about to go hit
Yeah.
some arms. So yeah.
Ooh, ooh, sucks to be you.
I know. I know.
Woo-wee. I'm
I
with
love
you
my
on
I
rest
that.
still do
days.
my cardio though. I
Yeah.
still do my cardio. I woke up, I got on my bike. I'm about to, well, I will go to the gym because I do cardio. I like cardio machines and it's just too cold out right now to do cardio outside. I mean, the weather, man, Omar, the weather we've been having, oh my God.
It was snowing in Florida the
It's
other day. What
it's
is
not
going
as
on?
cold today.
It's not as cold
I don't
today.
know.
Okay. I may have to take a walk outside and see how it's doing, but I will do cardio. I always do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just walk. Just
Yeah.
walk. That's all
I
you need.
love
Especially if
walking.
you're in your neighborhood, just walk, baby. Dress warm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
make sure you
yeah.
wear sweatpants,
Bundle
like
up.
actual sweatpants. Yeah, bundle up, please, because you don't need to get sick. And I don't know what the snow was about in Florida. That's
I
in
don't
Florida
know
was just
either.
covered. I was like, is this day after tomorrow? What's going on over here? But
All
at least
right.
we all
Well,
Crazy.
safe and we still alive.
yeah. We're pretty much at time here, so I'm gonna sign us off, guys. Make sure you check out Omar and his 6,000 posts on Instagram. He's got a lot of cool stuff on there. He's dressing up like a gangster and stuff. V Gangster Strong on Instagram. We'll put his stuff in the show notes below. And if you guys could please leave us a question at veganswholivepodcast.com. We'll answer your questions live on air. And keep being the change y'all want to see in the world. We'll see you guys next time. Have the best day ever.